So they'll be calling you a radical. Brittney Griner free. Marc Fogel not free. Brittney Griner free. Marc Fogel not free. Brittney Griner free. Marc Fogel free. Putin, Tsar Putin 4. United States presidents 0. He played them again. Putin fucking kicking their ass again. So stay with me. This is an important story. Imagine that. John Lennon blown away. What else do I have to fucking say? The greatest peace activist that ever fucking lived. Killed by who? Monday Night Football. Howard Cosell. I always forget Evel Knievel when he jumped right here. He jumped the Snake River Gorge here. The next night on Monday Night Football, somebody had a sign. Evil's next jump, Howard's mouth. Fucking Frank Gifford married to Linda Epstein. Kathy Lee, what? Not Linda, excuse me. That was Sir Paul McCartney's Linda Epstein. She's an Epstein? Yeah, Eastmans were Epsteins. They changed their name. What about Frank Gifford's wife? Kathy Lee Epstein? I will quote Julian Lennon to the BBC. Well, Yoko Ono, now remember, Yoko Ono was a Japanese oligarch daughter who's actually related. She's in line. She's actually an heir to the oldest royal family in the world, the Chrysanthemum Empire, the Japanese royal family. Yeah, that's her. For real, look it up. She comes to the United States. She goes to school up there, upstate. Do you know that Yoko Ono, anti-Neo, Yoko Dada is nude descending down the staircase, that purple nude in the elevator. Do you know her and Linda McCartney? Linda Epstein. The Eastmans changed their name. They were Epstein. Do you know they went to school together? They went to high school together. John Lennon blown away. So, 42 years ago today, Monday Night Football. Got horrible, tragic. I'll never forget that day. I will never forget that day. That was the night my beautiful, incredible designer daughter, who lives in Milan, was conceived on the beach. How do I know that? Because that's the only time I ever slept with her mom. You know, we have DNA. I'll never forget that night. I'll never forget Crosscut TV, laying on the couch watching Monday Night Football. Patriots, Bills. Excuse me, Patriots, Dolphins. John Smith teeing up the field goal. One of the only times in my adult life that I've ever cried. I cried. I mean, the whole fucking world did. Everything since then went to fucking hell. The whole world's collapsed since then. The tax rate on the 1% that day was 99%. There was no fucking debt. There was no war pig machine. John Lennon blown away. What else do I have to say? Julian Lennon on the BBC. You can look it up. Well, your father was married, and Yoko kind of led him away from your mother, Cynthia, and that kind of led to him getting killed. Wasn't that the plan? Julian Lennon quote. Wasn't that the plan? May Brussels, Carmel, California. Ooh, what's that smell at the dead well in Carmel? 1980. The election, 1980. November 1980. Kids, kids, kids. It's all over, kids. It's all over, kiddies. The Bush CIA has occupied the White House. They will never leave. First thing they will try to do is whack Reagan. Oh, He's out. He does concerts now. The guy who shot Reagan. What? Zion Energy. Utah Connection. What about the guy that shot Lennon? Why can't somebody go interview him? Because his conjugal visits with his wife and his children. Why does anybody go? He's in. You can go talk to him and interview. What? He's the greatest peace activist in history. I'll tell you, you young people that don't know this. So the next Sunday, NFL Sunday, the entire world participated. And this was when radio was king. Music, both kinds of music, country and western. At noon, New York, East Apathy time, which was 10 a.m. here, all around the world, every single radio station, and again, radio was king. Every single radio station pretty well on earth at the same time played Imagine. I can remember standing out on the beach in PB in front of my neighborhood in our little house, and you could hear people singing all over everywhere. Miles, it was just, people holding hands on the beach, crying. Back to Brittney Griner. Marc Fogel's an English teacher. Did everything legitimately and right. He's an old fucker like me, old professor. He's in Moscow teaching English. He's had back surgery. He's using a little medical marijuana. Tsar Putin arrests him. This is in 2021. Half an ounce a week. Half an ounce. 14 years in the Gulag. In the penal colony. Marc Fogel free. Brittney Griner. Brittney Griner free. Marc Fogel not free. Brittney Griner free. Marc Fogel not free. Here's the difference. There's a lot of differences. But the big difference is this. He was there legally doing everything right. She was not there. Well, I guess it was legal, but I don't know. I'm thinking maybe it wasn't. Look, I've been in Russia lots of times. Starting in late November of 2021, I started getting emails from the State Department. The media was blurring it all over. Get the fuck out of Russia. Get out of Russia. Get out of Russia. Get out of Russia. Emails just glaring. Everywhere. The whole media's just glaring. Do not enter Russia. Putin's on the border, everything. I want you to look up the date Brittney Griner entered Russia. So I did the play-by-play for Weber State basketball. Joe Ballin boy, he's tall, African-American, 7-something footer. He plays for one of the teams in Moscow, making $3 million a year. Actually born in Ukraine. I helped recruit him at Weber State. 2 weeks before she goes in, he gets the fuck out in the middle of the night. They all got out. Everybody got out. Now, think about this. Is Brittney Griner, she's an adult with millions of dollars. Is she so disconnected? I bet you talk to Brittney Griner, she'll tell you, I was naive and I didn't even realize there was a fucking proxy war going on. I didn't even pay attention. I was listening to I don't know. Is that an excuse? Fuck no. So, Biden releases her release for a convicted terrorist. A mass murder. A person who's responsible for the murder of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. The merchant of death himself. For Brittney Griner, who entered Russia when everybody was telling people, do not go in, don't go in. In fact, I don't even know if she entered legally because the State Department had thrown down. It says, no one going in. Get the fuck out. He's there legally. 14 fucking years. So Marc Fogel, not free. Brittney Griner, well, fuck that. Merchant of Death is free. Fucking imagine that. So Putin is now, do you know about Anna? Born and raised in Brooklyn. Took on Putin, Tsar Putin. She went after him. Moved from Brooklyn to Moscow. Became the investigative journalist. Putin broad daylight. This is 2006, I believe. I was living in Brooklyn then. Went up and just, boom. Two hitmen just blew her away in broad daylight. What did Bush do? Nothing. Then comes Obama Dumber. Obama Dumber, the war is raging. I was in Ukraine in 2015. That fucking war is unbelievable what was going on there. What did Obama Dumber do? He got played. Then comes Trump. I'm in front of the White House, 2016, the election, for 2 weeks, every day. Holding up my side, Clintongrad, Trumpgrad, Clintongrad, Trumpgrad, Clintongrad. The Russians have occupied the White House. They will never leave. Before, with my Russian hat, I got in Russia with my 1916 real freaking shirt on, being interviewed by so many people. What are you talking about? It don't matter. Putin got Russia. Putin's got control. Mikhail Lesson, remember the 5th of November, 2014. Look it up. I invented the Million Mass March. Do you know about him? Beat to death right where I stay at DuPont Circle. I got a tip. Play back the tape, Your Honor. Started RT. Oh, he just fell down drunk. Washington Post original reports. Congress does an investigation. He was beat to death. So, Putin empowered. Putin. Tsar Putin. His wealth is sucked up, and so he's become one of the richest fucking czars in history. Nikolai's bloodline, most likely. If you believe that story, he wrote his own documentary and his own fucking thing that he killed the rat in the corner of St. Petersburg, and he's a commoner. If you believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn I'll sell you. 42 years ago today, John Lennon's blown away. What else do I have to say? Most famous peace activist in the fucking, well, that ever lived, well, at least in the last 2,023 years. It's been all downhill ever fucking since. All downhill. This country was socialist. Real ones. We didn't have we were anti-war. We didn't believe in, this country was happy. Really happy. This country was prosperous. Middle class had strength. We had no debt. We had a teeny fucking war military. We were fucking done with war. We'd overcome Vietnam. We had so many things right in this country. The music was incredible. The art was incredible. Rich oligarchs, we spit on them. We kicked them to the fucking curb. They didn't exist. We got rid of those pieces of shit. Marc Fogel, not free. Brittney Griner, free. For a convicted terrorist, it's the worst prisoner swap in fucking history. Putin has played another U.S. president. Putin for POTUS, capital 0. Is Obama playing checkers or chess? He was playing fucking Monopoly. He's an elitist. This is what the Democratic Party's turned into. Look at me. I got Jay-Z at the White House. I'm siding with Biden. Ooh, she's a celebrity basketball player. I'll guarantee you take a map out to Brittney Griner and lay it out there. Show me Russia. Show me Ukraine. I will guarantee she has no fucking clue. Lay that same map down to Marc Fogel. I'll guarantee he does know where it's at. He had half an ounce of medical marijuana because he had recently had back surgery. I got a broken back. I can relate, man. He entered legally, doing everything legally. I don't see fucking any of you celebrities or any of you mainstream media fucking politic frames. Brittney Griner should have never been in the position she was in. Why was she? Well, I'm sure it was her agent. From what I understand, because I know Joe Bombo, and what I understand, I found out, these agents are getting upwards of fucking 40, 50% of these athletes. She was getting $3 million to go. She entered. Look at the day she entered. Just look it up. Look at it. Shoot an apple off my fucking head. It's a day that will live in infamy. Again, Putin, since he got in power, whose fault is all this? Bush dumb, Obama dumber, Trump dumbest, sliding with that piece of shit fucking Biden. This is the worst prisoner swipe in history. I'm going to tag this. Marc Fogel not free, Brittney Griner free. There's multiple political prisoners over there. Many. But this is the most similar correlation. Look what they gave up. He can't even play hardball. Let them both go. Let them all, let the four marquee ones, we know who they are. Let the four marquee ones go. At least if you're going to do one for the marijuana charge, do the other for the marijuana charge. Well, we know that. Oh, what the fuck was that? There you go. Fucking punk shooting at me now. Perfect, right? On cue. Fucking wacko neighbor. Johnny got his gun. Fucker gets a bullet over here, he's gonna have a fucking problem. You know, and I don't need no fucking gun. Let a ricochet bullet come over here and we'll see what the fuck happens to that fucking punk. Brittney Griner free. Marc Fogel not free. Joe and Lennon. Well, Yoko kind of led him away from your mother and led him down that Primrose Pass. Me and Eric Oppenheim had an interview scheduled with Yoko. And we got kicked out of the fucking museum across the street from our house at the Dakota. We did those great videos at the Dakota. Me and the baby wolf, Kevin Finnegan, right there. Those are incredible videos. I used to do my jump push-ups on Lennon's Imagine in the park after dark. People think I'm fucking crazy. John Lennon. You got a drip. Remember her? She was recording that. Yeah, she's a real Dada artist. Dada artists, you're supposed to be poor and use what you have. She's Japanese royalty. So is Putin. Putin, you think he's a commoner? Tsar Putin 4. Imperialism. Took 42 years. But they got it all back. The ironies of all this are incredible. Brittney Griner should have never been in her. Why was she? Why? After everybody else has been sent out. Fogel, not free. Griner, free. John Lennon, blown away 42 years ago today. What else do I have to say? They got it all back. Imperialism. Not just in Russia. Not just in the United States. Mission accomplished. Stand.